I'm Howard, and welcome to Spiritual Shorts. This episode is the fourth in a series on the life of Jacob. Today we look specifically at our spiritual progress and why it seems sometimes so very difficult, even when our intentions are pure. Let's start with a familiar verse from Matthew chapter 11. Jesus says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." But here's the question. If his yoke is easy, why does it often feel so heavy? Why does making spiritual progress sometimes feel like a struggle? Well, let's look at Jacob's story. Jacob's life was full of conflict. He deceived his brother Esau, deceived his father, manipulated his way into a blessing, and then, fleeing from his past, he found himself alone in the wilderness. Yet it's there that Jacob has a profound realization. Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. This was a turning point for Jacob. He began to awaken to the idea that something greater was at work in his life. But recognizing this truth didn't mean his journey suddenly became easy. In fact, his real spiritual work was just beginning. When Jacob meets Rachel, he finally finds something outside of himself to love. For Jacob, and for us, Rachel represents the higher ideals we strive for. Qualities like courage, patience, and self-control. But before he can marry Rachel, Jacob had to serve her father, Laban, for 7 long years. And when those 7 years were up, he was tricked into marrying Leah instead and had to work another 7 years for Rachel. What's the lesson here? Does the Lord love deceit? No. Spiritual progress doesn't come quickly or easily. It's a process. That's the lesson we're talking about. It's about taking consistent steps towards the ideal, even when it feels like the path is full of setbacks. Jacob's journey teaches us that real change takes time. Just like Jacob had to serve for years before marrying Rachel, we have to endure our own struggles and temptations on the path to becoming the better person we are meant to be. In Jacob's life, his children with Leah represent the early steps of spiritual growth. Foundations like understanding truth, wanting truth, and eventually loving truth. But real progress means wrestling with the things that hold us back, just as Jacob had to wrestle with his past. So if you ever feel like the spiritual journey is too heavy or progress too slow, remember that true transformation happens over time. It's not about immediate success, but about trusting the process and knowing that the Lord is with you every step of the way. As Jesus said, "My yoke is easy and my burden light." But that doesn't mean the journey is without struggle. It means that with his guidance, the burden becomes bearable, and each step forward is leading us towards something greater. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Spiritual Shorts. If you found this message helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others. Until next time, keep trusting the process. And remember, you are always on a path that can lead to something higher.